I'm Joe Wallace for GearWire.com, and I'm with Douglas Doherty from DACS, and we're here to talk about some of your new products here at AES 2006. I wanted to start with the Clarity Mix here. Tell me a little bit about that.
This is a 16-channel mixer, or 8 stereo channels, so the 16 inputs are left, right, left, right, left, right. There's a left and right master control for the mix output, and there's a monitor volume control. So the mix output is actually independent of the monitor volume. In a way that this whole sort of monitor section is like you would find on a big console. There's a 2-track tape return, there's a mix output, there's a couple of unbalanced outputs for metering, and there's a mono output as well. So that end is quite comprehensive. With all our products, what we aim at is clarity. That's always been our target. No coloration, just as clear and uncolored as possible. So the mixer, you would use that maybe with some kind of multi-track digital audio workstation, and use that to do your mixing rather than doing it in the workstation, because a lot of people think the mixing in the workstation is not so good.
I wanted to ask, what do you think the advantage is of having your external mixer like this instead of relying on your workstation?
Well, the biggest advantage of something like this is from the monitoring stage, in fact, because you can easily switch between different sources, and you've got the control there. You don't have to look at it in the unit itself. And then with the digital audio workstation, what your outputs can come from the digital audio workstation at full signal level, so your signal to noise is as good as it gets, and so on. And then you mix it in here where the basic noise levels are probably, well, they're very, very low, and so you can end up with a better quality result from doing it.
Now, what advice would you have for a studio musician? They're just now starting to think about these things in terms of changing their setup, and they want to move to a more external mix. What advice do you have for them as far as getting something like this and using it and using it properly?
It's in many ways it goes back to the basics of old-time analog recording, where signal to noise ratios and levels were crucial. I mean, ironically, there are no level indications on this console at all, but you have to rely on your ears, and you always did have to rely on your ears to listen. But what something like this means is that you can make the most of what you've got in your workstation by pumping it out at full level and mixing it. You also have a kind of immediate control of balances and so on. That, I mean, I'm a DAW user all the time, and I sometimes find that it's just, you don't somehow have that what you might call that perfect control, or that immediate control.
Now, this is a new version, or is this a new product for you?
Well, this is actually the production manifestation of a product that we've been making for probably about 6 or 7 years now, for custom applications for people, and we've finally now, having ironed out any bugs and things, we've now brought it to market, I suppose you'd say. Yeah.